What's up? What's up? What's up? So this is late night chat. You guys know I don't come on this late, and I know I didn't even talk about it, but I saw a bunch of news, so I figured I'm gonna I'm gonna jump on real quick and talk about it. I actually am away on a business trip for work, but I had to bring the shirt, and of course I brought a wheel just in case I get to go out and ride while I'm out here. But all these wheels, oh my God, there's so many. What's up, Spartacus? How you doing, brother? Yo, there's so many wheels out right now, like so many announcements rather, that I'm just blown away. I can't even believe the amount of announcements that we have. And the latest one just killed me. The M10-4, that's nuts. That's nuts. The M10-4. And yes, I know that's not a wheel that everybody's gonna want to get, but oh man, it looks so good. We already had the V13 that everybody was excited about. I say everybody, but I mean me. We already had the V13, the Master Pro now that got me souped up and excited. I just got the Master and rode it only a couple of days. The T4, of course, is already on the horizon. And then we see what? Not just did they drop the M10-4, but also the Sherman S. That's crazy, crazy. It is unbelievable that they have so many wheels right now. So I'm not sure, and I'm just wondering who's like, is this confusing anyone else? Like, does this got anyone else going in circles? Because it certainly does me. It makes me want everything. So many wheels, but so little funds. So many wheels, so little time. So many wheels, so hard to choose. I don't even know. I don't even know. Oh my God, they got me like bugging, and I'm just thinking about it over and over. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, hmm. Because let's be honest. I mean, at least I think about it. When these come out, I'm like, I want one of everything. Give me one of everything. I definitely want to ride all of them, and I'm sure I will at some point. But the specs on them just look crazy. They look crazy. Just when I thought the V13 was going to be the top of the mountain, then the Master Pro comes out and bam, lets us know that it's going to be the long range king. Unitron, what's going on in the Philippines? Okay, Master Pro and the T4 for you. Yeah, look, look, look. It's funny because the T4, they were hyping the hell out of it, and they made it look like something that you kind of really need. Like if you had the 16X and you got that crazy push of the torque on a 16-inch wheel, then you look at the T4 and you're like, what? You threw suspension on it? Excuse me, and you beefed up the specs? Oh yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, the T4 looks amazing. The V13 again looks amazing. I mean, there's a couple of things to each of them. I think the T4 is one of the few that I don't see too many flaws with. What's up, Kurt Flirt 2? The T4 looked really good though. They hit it. Yeah. Listen, eh, I'm not. Oh, I forgot to throw these up. Mind you, guys, I'm in the hotel room on my laptop, so some of the stuff I normally do, I don't even know if I have set up on here. But yeah, the T4 looks amazing simply because the T4 has like really good specs, like I said, for a small wheel, and the suspension on top of the torque and the lighter weight. Because not everybody wants a big cruiser. I mean, I'm a big guy. I want a big cruiser. I want the big boy wheel, but I also would like to play around on the T4. I think that I'm still looking for a wheel to teach on, and I think the T4 could be it. Um, I mean, I know it's best to teach on something without suspension that's around 16 inches, but that looks like it still might be doable. I tried to teach on my V11 and it didn't go very well. The person I was trying to teach had trouble. So I'm like, okay, that may not work. Um, you know, what do you got? He said the suspension works. Have you seen Evie's video on it? No, I was just about to watch that yesterday, and then this trip came up for work, and I've been running around trying to get this situated, so I missed that video, but I think I'm gonna watch it before I go to bed. I like those guys; they do a good job, and they seem very excited too. I love excited, positive energy. But yeah, the T4 looks amazing. All the how they were pushing it, it looks like it's going to be like one of the wheels, even though it's a small form factor. I think it's going to be a huge seller. Um, but the two biggest surprises, honestly, I definitely did not see either the M10-4. I had heard nothing about that. So the M10-4 was definitely something, that surprised the hell out of me. Yeah, yeah, vegan. Yeah, that T4, man. Sensei Vegan in the house. What's up, brother? It's good to see you. Glad you jumped on. Yeah, that T4, man. It definitely looks like the one. But I was just talking about the M10, man. The M10-4, like legit. Like I can't believe that they beefed up that little wheel, and I think they did it so well that it's gonna be the one. Like that little wheel that people are looking for a wheel to pop in their car, and I think it's going to be really good. I think they did a good job on that. There was what was the biggest? I think the biggest surprise I just got in looking at some of these wheels um, was in the V13. I was surprised that in the specs it said it's 100 volt, only 100 volt, and that seems lacking, which is the one feature. Well, no, I guess I gotta say two. Number one, the V13 has incredible build quality, or though because Emotion does a hell of a job with that. But I think that I think that the fact that the suspension didn't change to the shock suspension. They kept it with the dual piston, but this time they put dual pistons in both sides, which is going to give it is going to be better, definitely. But I don't know that it's going to be like what it needs to be. Um, and it's only 100 volt. I'm like, how do you make a huge wheel with all those specs and only make it 100 volt when we've gone to 126 and 134, but yeah, it's 100 volt. So I'm hoping that that doesn't stay that way. You want a T4, the what's that? M10-4 and the Master Pro, maybe even the Sherman S. Yeah, and the Sherman S, that was a surprise on top of a surprise, right? Like I definitely did not see that one coming, not at all. Let me see, 126 volts. Okay, if they upped it and they did say 126 volts were good, but I just saw a spec sheet that showed 100 volt, and I was disappointed, very disappointed. I was like, that can't be right. Um, I'm like, maybe at least I think it was the V13, or was it the Sherman S? Was it the Sherman S? It might have been the Sherman S. Actually, I take that back. It was. I think it was the Sherman S. I didn't have the. Like I said, I'm on the go. I'm only working off the phone and the laptop here, but so I didn't research it. But I think it is. I think that's the correction. I think you're right. The V13 was 126. It was the Sherman S. I think might be 100 volt. One of those two showed 100 volt. And if you guys are on, I don't have a second screen because normally I would look that up. Um, yeah, vegan. The wheel wars is definitely on, brother. It's definitely on. They have definitely messed it up. Hey, what's going on? Amped Electric Games. It's Seth in the house. Seth Johnson, people. Listen, Seth, you see that picture, right, man? You see all those wheels. I mean, this is crazy. M10-4. Um, I'm not looking to, I don't think I'm looking to get one. I'm definitely looking to ride one though. I think it's gonna be a great ride. If you guys, I just saw a ride footage video. The guy rode it, jumped off of it and kicked it forward and let it go up the stairs and tumble all over the place. Excuse me, to show us how indestructible it is. And I was happy with that. That's for sure. The indestructibility of a wheel like so small is great. Now when you done with the plane, going for that hotel room vibe. Yes, man. I'm out on the road. I'm on a business trip, work trip, and I could not. Seeing all these things today, and actually some of these announcements I just saw. while I was packing up last night, and while I was leaving this morning, and while I was driving, I drove for 10 hours today. 10 it's disaster. But um looking at these announcements, I was like, I have to do something. I'm like, I'm losing my mind. I want to talk to somebody about it. So I decided to jump on and talk to you guys about it. Let's see. Quinn Foster, what's up? I might buy an EUC. Let me slide this over. When a company uses a VESC project-based ESC float wheel, said they might. Well, listen, I know that there are several things when it comes to I'm not a tech head, so I'm not even sure exactly what you're talking about there, but I know it has to do with the tech inside the wheel, and I know that there's a lot lacking when it comes to how they're building them, but I know that it's getting better, and I know that other other companies like InMotion and Kingsong are pushing BigGo to do a better job on what they're building. I think that they found a better base um, in this master framework than they had before. And the one good thing about them is they'll take when once they find something they believe works, they'll take it, edit it, morph it, and just duplicate it and push it out in another manner. And that's what they've done here. Because you see the Master Pro, the T4, now the M10 III or M10 IV rather, they all look similar. The M10 IV is the only one that looks a little different, and that's only because it's so small. But they're doing a good job of putting all these wheels out. Um, it's like a one wheel and a KS14 had a baby. That's a good one. Yeah, exactly what it looks like. It looks crazy, man. It looks crazy. Yeah. Yes, the M10 IV gang. Yeah, Law, what's up, man? Law Laxina, people. Yeah, man, that crazy. That M10 IV looks bananas. It looks bananas. That ride, Law, you see that ride when the indestructible, he was trying to show how tough it is, and he rode it and jumped off the wheel and let it fly into some stairs, up the stairs. It was crazy, crazy. I'm like in disbelief. I'm like, I can't believe he did that, and I can't believe the wheel survived. So it's like nuts. I'm happy though. I'm happy. Well, what did I see? Um, Mitch Lustig made a VESC EUC. Okay. Um, which one was that? Is that the what was that called again? I forgot. There's only one EUC I know that the guy created himself, and he's doing a good job. Um, let's see, what is that? Yeah, only a matter of time. VSC supports all the cool GPS, LTE ride tracking, and endless stuff like that. Oh, okay. Well, listen, all I care is that I can ride because it'll connect somehow and I can track it. May not be the best, but I'm loving what they're doing with the wheels. The M10 IV looks like it came from the 80s. I thought it was a joke. I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw the photo, I was like, that's somebody's mock-up render. That ain't no real wheel. Then I saw the photo of the girl leaning over and touching it. I'm like, whoa, that's a real wheel. Then I saw that it was being pushed out by, I think it was Alien Rides. And I'm like, oh, okay, hold up. This is a real wheel. And then I saw the ride footage and I'm like, damn, blew my mind, blew my mind. What did he say? Like you Stride said, 2023 is going to be one hell of a year for EUCs. Yeah, man, we were all saying it, but we didn't think it was this big. Like I've talked, I mean, I've had conversations with several of the YouTubers. You guys, I'm sure if I mention, you know who I'm talking about, but he's one of them. We've talked about the fact that there's just so many wheels on the horizon, and we were looking for more, and they did not disappoint. They did not disappoint. Um, Vegas crew is going to be getting them to do slower rides for new peeps. Just hope the axles are gonna hold up well. Yeah, I hope so because it's a tiny wheel, and I mean, they say it's gonna be indestructible, but we shall see. Yes, bunny slippers, what's up, man? Surprise, surprise. I'm on the road and I decided to jump on because it was just too many wheel announcements. I just couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. I was in here losing my mind, so I was like, I gotta talk about it. I gotta talk about it. You guys are like my therapy, so Mitch made his using Monster V3 parts and a skateboard VESC. Okay. Yeah, see, that's that's more than I'm, able to follow. That's, I mean, I know it has to do with the connection now since you said it, but who the hell calls you Mr. uh, apparently he calls himself that. Uh, that's funny. You guys are funny. Um, yeah, let's see. Yusha was right. The goal is just calling their EUC is just what scaling their EUC design. The MicroMaster is a good example. Yeah, that's all they're. Look, all they did, and they did it before. If you guys were paying attention before, remember all of their wheels before had the same look. They all look the same. They just changed it a little bit. They made it smaller, bigger, changed the name, and all they did was edit it a little bit. That's exactly what they're doing now. They found another design that they feel is now going to be the workable design for the future, and they're just editing it. They're making small edits on it, and it's crazy. And I mean, it's fine, but I just think that, at some point, you got how many wheels can you come out with? I mean, unbelievable. Like, we don't have a choice. I mean, if you're looking for a wheel now, I guess it's a really good time to be looking for a wheel because there's so many that are coming out. But how do you choose? How do you choose? Um, one person said once was good enough for me. Listen, one person called him that, and that was it. The name was born. uh, King Song still has nothing new to show. I am still waiting for my S22 terrible S22 launch. Well, just so you know, I don't know where you got yours from, but there's a lot of containers still stuck in China. That's what I'm hearing. So, but I was told that it's somehow there's some movement in the last couple of days. So somebody else I know got an email saying that theirs is going to probably be in the mail in the next couple of days. So that may change. So if you're waiting for yours, you may check your email. You may have something. You may have something that you didn't know, and you may have a surprise on its way to you soon. Story tracks. Dr. Sen, good to you. You guys are nuts. Okay, so let's see. The design is more artistic rather than scaling a box up or down. This looks like a distinct brand look. Well, I mean, that's the same thing. I mean, you can call it a brand look or whatever you want, but they get one design, they work on one thing, and then when it works, then they start editing it. And they did the same thing before. And at one point, people were tired of the wheels looking exactly the same suitcase look, and then the other companies pushed them a little bit. The V11 came out, and that was 100% different than anything we had ever had, and they felt bullied, and they said, "Oh no, oh no," and they put everybody on board, and then the three guys broke off and made veteran, and they started doing their thing, but everybody started redesigning, and now they found a redesign that they think is going to be the one, and they're all over it. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it too. I mean, I just got a master, so yeah, I like it. Um, I do think that the Master Pro is something I'm really interested. Don't choose version one. That's my advice. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Me and Seth both have been hit with the version one. My shoulder got destroyed by a version one Monster Pro, and then like a dummy, I just bought a version one master. I was trying to buy a version two, in case you guys don't know, but it was stuck in China. And I'm like, if I don't get one like quick, I'm not gonna be able to have a suspension wheel for the Amped Electric games. So I canceled my pre-order of that, which I have since put back on. But And then I bought a master off someone, and I'm happy to have it, but it's a version one, and it does scare me because version ones are notorious for having issues. Yeah, it's not just good advice. The way it's great advice if you can, go for the version two, at least get the updates and upgrades, whatever they do to it. My S22 is still sitting DOA. Got my new controller on its way at least. Well, but that's because same thing. I think your new controller was on the way with other people's new wheels. It was in that same box, stuck in customs in China. Um, so Bunny Slipper says the Sherman S looks a lot better than the V13. Well, I don't know. I can't say that because I think the V13 looks amazing, and the Sherman S is a render right now. So I haven't seen an actual video of it yet. I only saw that render, and yeah, the render looked dope with the hydraulic pedals and the sound effects and all that. But right now, we don't know what it's actually going to look like. The V13, however, we see people riding it. So yeah, that's different. So V13 is a known quantity, whereas the um, Sherman S is still a render, and we don't know yet. So I ain't sure about that. And I like the way the V13 looks. That orange color looks dope. We haven't had a wheel that has that yet. Looks dope. Computer tech, and no, never get version one. Yeah, yeah, that's sound advice. That's facts. Gonna throw Kydex sheets on the sides of my M104 to make a nice spot for pads. Well, you have no choice because they did not give you room for pads. When I first saw the wheel, I said, "What kind of wheel is that? You can't even put pads on it." And then I said, "Oh wait, it's an M10. The M10 is so tiny, you normally don't even need pads, but." It does have a bigger wheel, and it looks like it has a decent size form factor, so it might be big enough for you to put those sides on there and throw some pads. We shall see. We shall see. I'm hoping. Which wheel do you think will actually drop first? That's a good question. I'm honestly, the T4 is already there. It's already been shipped out. Um, there's already one at the Amped Games, and there's probably going to be another. So out of this list, that's the first to be touchable. And then I think it's between the Master Pro and the V13. But even though the V13, you see videos of them riding it, I don't know how soon till you can actually get one in your hand. I don't know. I'm gonna say he said any bets. Yeah, what's your bet? The V13 or the Master Pro? Got to be the next two. Um, which one do you think will be here first? Let's see. I'm glad B Gold settled on the Master for their new look. Excuse me. Imagine a mini hero. Yeah, I wasn't in love. After riding it and seeing it and stuff, the hero didn't quite do it for me like I thought it was. I was lucky to get it in June, the S22. Okay, okay. Gone 420 has his, and what do you think of it? 420, do you like it? You love it? How do you feel about it? The M104 looks like a cute Star Wars droid. uh,
What?
It does. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty accurate. It does look like a droid. Uh, yeah, no, you're right. The Sherman, I know the Sherman is not gonna be next. That one is a straight render. There's no way we're gonna get that one next. Hope Veteran eventually makes hollow motors. I hope so too, because I mean, that's one of the things that they're behind on. And again, I think that's the one that the spec said was 100 volt, um, which is dumb. Too big to be 100 volts. Sherman S render looks a lot better than V13 render. Real V13 looks like, what did you say? I missed that. Real V13 looks a little bit better than V13 render. It does. And oh, what's up? It's the vibes. You know the vibes. What's up, Tommy? Yeah, the V13 does look better than the render. However, I still think that, um, you know, I, to me, you just have to wait till you see the wheel and see it in person. I was like, yep, 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 yep. But sometimes, like, you know, the Hero, I kind of like when I saw images, but then when I saw it in person, I was like underwhelmed. Um, remember when Alien Rides put jump pads on an M103? I I actually did not see that, but I'm sure it was crazy. One of the wheels will be go discontinue. Well, hey, we shall see because they are going with the flow and trying to make every dime, they squeezing every dime out of us. Best thing ever, especially when hitting potholes. Yeah. Um, Oh, the S22. Yeah, okay. I would have to agree. I mean, I rode the S20 before they made any edits, and I agree that it was incredible, an incredible ride on potholes. And I was told that as a big guy, I probably should have stuck with that one suspension wise. That the suspension on the S22 is better than the suspension on the Master as far as for heavier people. And I'm editing the suspension on the Master when I get a chance. Right now, I'm just running higher pressure. Got it up to 350. I think I'm going to go with 400 and try that. I haven't jumped off anything with it yet, but I can feel it. That it's at its edge. So I definitely need to upgrade the shock on it. Right now, the stock shock is really comfy to ride. It just doesn't have the ability to hold me for the jumps, I don't believe. The only right snapped the axle on the M103 after a couple of hops. That's why you were saying you hope the axle holds out. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. The RS is gone. That's the only no, the one they discontinued. EXN is probably next. Yeah, I would agree. If but think about it. If this design that they have going on right now continues to be as good as it seems, why wouldn't they discontinue it? You know what I mean? I would. I mean, I wouldn't keep making an EXN if I can make a master or um, a master pro, a T4, an M10 4, and make them all off that same design. Of course, Harry Booger. Okay. Okay. What in the world, Harry? You see? Oh boy. Okay, Harry. Yeah, I'm puzzled. Yeah, I get it. So far, Duff felt the S22 is better between his legs than the EX20S. Well, I agree with that. The EX20S it seemed too bulky and heavy and not balanced for the not balanced. It was balanced fine, but the weight seemed bothered. Um, the weight was like bothersome. Let me put it that way. The weight kind of made me feel like it was too heavy. Like the Monster Pro, I ride the Monster Pro and I have no issues with it. No issues with it. Even as heavy as it is. But the EX20S, I don't know. I just, but again, I rode one that was having some issues and was damaged. So I kind of want to ride a new one and see. Uh, okay, Harry, I get you were making a joke. Just realize that certain jokes offend people. So I got you. You're good. Just, no more of those kind of jokes. Um, yeah, what did Sensei say? Yeah, man. Mr. Sen, good. You just read that now, Sensei? M103, T3, Nikola, RS, EXN, all discontinued, not the Monster Pro. Now, the Monster Pro is not discontinued yet, but it is going to be. With the Master Pro, there's no way they're not going to offend it. I mean, they're not going to discontinue it. And Harry, no, I'm not offended because of the way you put it, but I get that others are. So let's move on. Um, let's see. Damn, RS got discontinued. Yeah, heard good things about that wheel. Very good things. I think that's Sean's main wheel. The RS, no, he actually right now I think he's still riding um, the V3 because he was going back and forth when I was with him in New York last. He was kind of upset. that's what he was riding at the time. But a lot of people are riding the RS. Um, uh, no attack, Harry. You're good. I said you're good, man. No worries. Um, Going downstairs feels so smooth. Sitting down and the right height is perfect. See, okay, I'll give you a couple of those. So going down the stairs, it seems amazing. Smooth, yes, definitely. Seated was okay, but it needed a little bit more height for me because my height, I'm 5'11", and then my knees ain't great, so it needed a little more height. So now that the Clark pad system, they came out with another addition. They did the Master, which I love the Clark pad whole setup on the Master because it gave you this much more height to the seat, and it's so comfy. I love it. And now he just came out with one. He just came out with one for the um, the S22. So I'm like, okay, that'll work. That'll work. So I'm happy with that. Um, the EXN is one of their fastest wheels. Why? Why would they get rid of it? Because of the look. Look at the wheel. It's an old design. That is the suitcase design that they've had forever, and they finally let go of it. They finally realized that although you can fit stuff in there, it was like they were being lazy. They were just taking it and then they didn't do it like well. It's not like they designed it well. Now with the Master body style, they did a much better job engineering it. The quality control is still a problem. They still have issues with the quality, putting the quality together and keeping it right. But they did do a good job with putting it together. And like the tire change is supposed to be easy, which I'm gonna find out now because I got the one that Law had first, and then it went to Sean, and now I have it. And they put a street tire on it, which Law. I'm an off-road guy. I'm not loving the street tire, so I already grabbed the Shinko 244, and I'm gonna put that on. I was gonna do it yesterday, but I got tied up, so now I'm gonna have to wait a few days till I get back so I can put the Shinko 244 on it. Um, and I'm excited about that. But I am worried. I don't know if I'm going to have to shave the wheel. I know some people were saying you have to shave the wheel so it doesn't touch the sides or rub or whatever, or move the batteries out. And I really don't want to do either. But I don't know. I may have to go to my buddy's auto body shop and use their bandsaw or whatever and try and like cut down the sides. I'm not looking forward to that part, but I am looking forward to how easy it looks to change the wheel, to change the tire, and that's because of the new redesign. And let's see. Oh, okay, hold on. I missed a bunch. Oh, Harry left. Um, what's your opinion of the Grizzly setup for the Master? I like the Grizzly setup too. I like it because it has the handle. Because the one of the things the Master is missing, and I brought it with me. It's over there. The one of the things that the Master is missing is a way to grab it, a way to lift it. There's no like handle, so it looks like that is bolted on there. Um, I'm not sure. I meant to watch Marty's video. I watched one of them on the way down here. I'm gonna watch another one probably before I go to bed, um, and see how it's bolted on to see if it can really take the lifting of the wheel because that's the concern. But I like the look of it. I don't like that it doesn't have a seat mod. That's the thing about the Clark pad system that I love the best is the seat mod. Honestly, that is like the biggest reason why I got it. I like the front bumper piece. I like the side pads, the fact that it allows you to put pads however you want. It gives you a nice smooth surface configuration. But the seat mod for me was the biggest reason I wanted to get it. So the Grizzly pads is missing that. The replacement for the Nikola has to be on point. Yeah, well, we'll see because the Nikola was their round wheel, so I don't know what they're going to do with that. Never liked the boxy look. Um, my only Gotway wheels have been the Tesla and the Nick Plus. hmm That was that round design, that round look, which went over well too. That Nick had a great tough texture, but I don't know. I just it was a little small for me. It never really worked for me. My concern is when Bigold wheels are discontinued, parts won't be fabricated anymore. It is already difficult to find replacement parts. This is true. This is true. So if you have an older wheel, now might be the time to let it go. I'm just saying, now might be the time to go ahead and let that wheel go. Um, they shouldn't have gone all suspension. So much more weight, more moving parts. I got 100 problems, and suspension is one. I, I don't agree with that, Seth. I don't. I know that you have. I mean, you have done an excellent job jumping with the RS. You guys are like amazing to me. But I really do agree that suspension is the way of the future. I just think that they need to adjust it so that it is integrated well and becomes a everyday part of all the wheels. I think that as fast as we are able to go now, I don't think we should be traveling that fast and doing that much without suspension. I just don't think it's safe to do it without suspension. It's just too easy to eat shit when you don't see something. EXN wasn't a bad wheel for ergonomics. The rounded off upper edge makes the wheel so much more nice on the shins. Yeah, but it still looked the same, man. Yes, it had a different look than some of the others, but it still had the case suitcase look. And I, for one, am glad they went away from that. But that's just me. Aesthetically, I didn't like the way they looked. Oh, you'll have to shave, but it's not that bad. Just use a fresh box cutter. Makes it a way more simple using fresh blades. um, okay. I love M10 for a briefcase handle. So funny. Yeah. Well, there is a lot to love about that wheel, I guess, but a lot to laugh about also because it looks like a droid from Star Wars. That was a good observation, whoever put that in there. That was funny. Um, all right, I think we're gonna wrap it up. I put a Kenda K262 knobby tire on my RS and it rides fantastic. Yeah, oh, that Kenda tire is supposed to be really good, so I'm expecting to see some action out of you at the rally, Sensei. You got to put that Kenda to work. Let's see. Let's see. What do you say? Spray some Penasol or glass cleaner while cutting. It'll make the blade float through the tire. Oh, you were talking about the tire cutting. Okay. All right. Gotcha. Gotcha. I didn't catch that. Let's see. You'll have to shave, but it's not hard that bad. Just use a fresh. Okay, gotcha. Now I see what you were saying, buddy. I just don't know which pieces to shave. So, is it easier shaving them with a box cutter or with a bandsaw, and just run the tire and like cut it down? Would that be easier? Because that's what I was thinking of doing. Um, Bigold is pushing people to buy the Extreme Bull XM in replacement for the RS. I don't know about that. How do you feel about that law? You feel that's a good replacement for it? Huh? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Easy full send. I want the M10 Master Pro and T4. Yeah, man. Uh, I agree. I want the Master Pro, and actually, I would say for me, it's the Master Pro, the V13. I don't want. Well, I'm not gonna buy a T4, even though I think it's gonna be one of the best wheels. I have a feeling. I don't know. Something's telling me that's gonna be one of the best wheels of the year, the underdog. Um, but smaller wheels, I just don't see myself buying. Even though I wanted to teach on, I don't foresee myself buying it. Suspension is here to stay. What do you think the next permanent addition that is currently lacking will be? Hmm. That's a good question because every wheel is giving you almost everything that you want. Um, But I think with the form factors that we're changing, I don't think we're going to see a lot of Bluetooth. I think they're going to stop putting speakers altogether as usual and stop putting lights. You notice that most of the wheels, they're already doing that. So I think, that's going away. But as far as the next permanent feature, I don't know. I think the seat was a permanent feature that they added to every wheel, basically, except the M104. I didn't, obviously, it's too small. No seat on that. But every other wheel has incorporated a seat, and now they're incorporating suspension. I know that somebody said it was negative in the V13 to allow you to remove the suspension, but for those that are thinking about thinking about the suspension as being too much for them, I think it's a good idea that if you want, you can remove it, but it should be an integrated part of every wheel. I don't think we should have wheels that are doing what we're doing without suspension. I just don't see it as a thing. As a It shouldn't be a viable option. I don't think. I love my Extreme Bull X Max high torque. Well, bunny slippers. That's a wheel actually I haven't even been around yet. So, do me a favor, man. Send me some pics and videos of you on that because I haven't really seen much on that. How many more days till the Amped Electric Games? Put one in the chat. if you're going if you're going to the Amped Electric Games, definitely put a one in the chat if you're going to the Amped Electric Games. That's a good one. Yes. Seth, how many days left to the Amped Electric Games? Let's see. Let's see. Please don't use the bandsaw. No, the bandsaw is not a good idea. You don't think? Okay. Tread Doctor for the win. Okay. Um, what did you say here? I took the batteries out of my Bigo RS tonight as per eWill's email. That's good. That's a good idea. Now you find somewhere that you can return it and then they'll send you some new ones. I don't know how soon, but they'll send you some new ones. The XM has the same exact specs as the RS. It'll be good replacement, just a tiny bit heavier with new framework. Okay, well, let's see. I guess that's a question for Seth. Let's see. The world has been needing and patiently waiting for a 16-inch-ish suspension wheel. Well, now we got it because that's definitely gonna be I think one of the front runners. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Seth said hot swappable batteries. Yeah, that's a good one. And I think we're close because the master batteries are actually the way that they're configured. It looks like, I mean, there's not much more to being able to have them on a thing where instead of screwed on, they have like a hard clamp that you can pop, and then you can see the wire going into the motherboard. So if they edited that so it was a side plug, a plug there, so you pop the plug, pop the clips, and pull the battery off, put another one on, plug it in, and you're off and running. So I could see hot swappable batteries being the next big thing on there. V13 doesn't have a seat. I think the V13 is going to have I think it's going to come with a seat. Um, it may not have. Oh, okay. The Tread Doctor. Okay, thanks, Vegan. Vegan just sent me a thing of the Tread Doctor, so I'll have to look at that. But I definitely am gonna have to. I guess I am gonna have to do some shaving. So I really didn't want to. So I guess so. Should I put the tire on and then shave where it needs to be? I guess I would have to, right? Because I'm not gonna know where to shave it, and I don't know. I'm concerned about that part, but we'll see. I'll let you know how it goes. What did he say here? What's up with those T4 pedals though? um, the was it the T4 that had the bad pedals? Um, Hold on. I know I did see one of the wheels that I was extremely disappointed in the pedals. Oh, it was the T4 that had the bad pedals. You're right. I was extremely disappointed with those because I hated those pedals. Those were my least favorite pedals ever, and they came on every Begode wheel, and it drove me nuts because I never liked them. Never. Um, But hey, the good thing is we can swap them out. Um, and I think they did that so that, less weight, less money, I guess. Built-in tracking in case of theft. Yep. Yep. Seth's got all the ideas. Hot swappable batteries and built-in tracking in case of theft. That's a good idea, both of them. Anti-electric gains, yes. That's what I was thinking. Hot swappable batteries. No need for large, heavy wheels to suspend range anxiety. That's true. Because right now, if I was able to swap my batteries out on my Master, I would be a lot happier because that's one of the things that disappointed me was at my size, I don't like the range I was getting, but I'm gonna put out a quick video about that because it's only been a couple of days and yeah, not happy with that. Anthem Electric Games, 9 days left, 9 days, 9 days. In case you didn't hear that, Amped Electric Games, 9 days away. If you haven't got your tickets, go ahead and get it. Get your tickets, jump online, ampedelectricgames.com. And until then, keep on walking. Love, love, love them damn commercials. What do we got here? X Max has a 2800 watt motor, the RS 2600. Um, a guy in the video was seat riding. Yeah, but the guy that was riding seated, I think he was just sitting on the top of it because I did notice that there wasn't a seat, an actual built-in seat. But that just means they're gonna come out with one, and hopefully it'll ship with it. I hope. I'll send you pics when you're ready to shave the tire. Yeah, definitely, man. I'll check in with you because I got that tire ready to go. I want to put it on immediately because I have to ship the wheel really soon. So, and I'm here for 3 days and then I won't be back home until then. So, uh, you already have a built-in seat on his wheel. uh, yeah, he was right. Like I said, it looked like he was just sitting on the top of the wheel. You know how people were doing on the Sherman when it first came out, and there was no good seat and then people were just sitting on it because it was flat. So they were like, you could just sit on the top of it. I'm like, yeah, but not my big ass. I can't do that. I'm too big of a guy to be doing that. And then knowing me, I'll be hitting the buttons and shutting it off. I know you can't shut it off while it's running, but I mean rolling, but still, it's just not a good look. Um, so what did you say here? The T4, they tried to be cheap on it. I think they did, like I said, they're saving money and saving weight by putting on those older, cheaper pedals. And I think, and of course, they have a warehouse full of them, I'm sure. But I mean, but that's one thing. Whatever. I got a spare set of pedals. I could throw it on there. How many more wheels are we getting next year? Since we got like 10 this year, max to pay. Excuse me, max to pay for a wheel for me is 5K. Well, the max for me was the max keeps going up because first I was like, I ain't paying over 2,500. I ain't paying over 3,000. I ain't paying over 3,500. It just keeps going up. Uh, I think it's nuts. I think it's like way out of control. But we are where we are. We're stuck because we're at their mercy. I have a big butt. I cannot deny. I think the goal is trying to use up those old style pedals. Yeah, as I tell you, they got a whole warehouse full of them. So they're like, let's just throw these old ass pedals. And honestly, that was the one thing. Like, I hate when you see that. You look at the whole thing and you're like, no, they didn't spend zero time redesigning that shit. They put that old ass pedal on here because they got a warehouse full. And they're like, we got to get rid of these pedals somehow. And since we discontinued the wheels that these pedals go on, how can we get rid of these pedals? I know. Put them on one of the new wheels, and then that way it'll still be something that we can get rid of. And of course, they put it out there, but who the hell wants that? Anybody? There's nobody in this chat that wants those old ass pedals. That's craziness, but whatever. Uh, yeah, what he said. Selling your monster to get a Master Pro. Yes, yes, I am probably going to do that. Uh, it hurts because I never thought I would get rid of that. even after, I mean, now that I've fallen back in love with it, I'm like, oh Lord, I don't know. I was like, I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. But then that came out, and I'm like, damn it, man. All right, Law, you got to go to sleep. All right, brother. I think I'm wrapping it up too. Um, yeah, man. Facts. Facts. So that's what we do here. Energy and facts. Oh, Bunny is 6:35 there. Well, it is 12:35 here, so it's time for me to tuck in. I appreciate you guys jumping on. Thanks a lot. I just wanted to talk about all the new wheels that are coming out. I wanted to make sure that, I get other people's opinions because I see things differently sometimes than others. And I just wanted to talk about it because, that M104 looks crazy. And all of a sudden, I want to ride it really bad. I know someone close to where I am is definitely going to buy one. So I'm going to be able to ride it. The Sherman S, I know tons of people are going to buy that, so I'll be able to ride it. The T4, I'll be riding at the Amp Electric Games to check that out. The Master Pro and the V13, the race is on to see which one comes out first. The V13 has already got, well, actually, they're both, you can see both wheels up and running and riding around. So I don't know which one is going to deliver first, but I can't wait to ride all these wheels. I know that Yuko is doing an event. I saw a post up for that. So if you guys are down in the Las Vegas, Nevada area near Yuko, they're doing an event where they're going to have all these new wheels out there for people to ride. So check that out, and go check them out so you can ride one of the new wheels because that's definitely something that you're going to be. I mean, we're all excited about. Yeah, man, appreciate it, man. Thanks, thanks, thanks. Yeah. So guys, if you haven't, again, if you're on the fence, definitely make sure you go to the Amped Electric Games because it is going to be amazing. It is the event of the century as far as I'm concerned. And it is one of those things that you just have to be at. Oh, Clark Pads, what's up? I'm not sure if it's Chris or Tony, but what's up? It's been a minute since I could enjoy the live stream. Thanks for bringing the community together. Enjoy the Amped Electric Games. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Definitely. We're talking about all the wheels, and you weren't here, but I was raving about your Clark Pad system for the Master. Tony, what's going on, man? I was definitely raving about the system for the Master. Yeah, I'm in love with it. Honestly, I think that's the best work that has come out from Clark Pads yet. I know that the S22 setup that you guys have just came out. I'm hoping to check that out on somebody's wheel and be able to do that, and see about that one. But I'm like blown away. Honestly, the seat mod for the Master is undeniably the best thing ever made as far as aftermarket piece for a wheel. Undeniably, that it's crazy. And definitely, yeah, Seth, trust me, I was coming around to that too, brother. And then right when Tony jumped on. So, Kurt, thanks, man. I appreciate you jumping in on the stream. And as Seth is saying here, don't forget the Wheel Life Rally. If you're anywhere near Massachusetts, you can make it to there, because like today I'm in Jersey. I drove all the way here, but if you're here and you need to come to Massachusetts, come to the Wheel Life Rally on Sunday, September 18th, because although the Amped Games is going to be the event of the century overall, I believe the Wheel Life Rally is going to be the event in this area. So if you are within 4 hours drive, I would get in my car and drive because it is going to be amazing. A lot of the people from the Amped Electric Games that are going to make it back will be here. I'm not sure, Law, you say you were trying to see if you can make it. He was one of our first year VIPs. He came and jumped over the whole landing. I don't know if you're going to be able to make it back this way, buddy. I know there's so many events this year, but the Amped Electric Games, the Wheel Life Rally, I'll be at both. I'll see you guys there. And until then, keep on walking. Have a good night, guys. Talk to you later.